is BTV, Business Television. Discover companies to invest in.
This week, small caps. From online gambling to superfoods, from gold mining to Bitcoin mining. Right here on BTV.
Hello, I'm Taylor Tone.
And I'm 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗘. Welcome to BTV Business Television.
If you're looking for growth, small cap companies are often where the action is.
In fact, first up is a company that's all about action in the red-hot online gambling space.
And an increasingly large share of online gambling focuses on esports.
We spoke with one of the founders of CNBC and esports expert, Tom Rogers.
When you have 400 million people across the globe, in every country, watching esports contests and participating through video gaming in some form of esports, it's a massive population already of people are participating in. Over the next 4 or 5 years, the economic model of this will spread further, and with that, we will see a very powerful esports industry, not only in terms of consumers participating, but then the full economic muscle that it brings.
Nothing is a sure bet, but online gambling is already a $150 billion a year industry globally, with a compound annual growth rate of 8%. Naturally, more and more jurisdictions want to get in on the action. But in regulated gambling markets, which companies competing for licenses will be the winners? Fans Unite Entertainment believes their edge is the right blend of technology and experience.
I was a pretty avid sports bettor. I had left a company I'd been at for 10 years, decided to go back to school and do an accounting designation. Gave me a little extra time to do the sports betting, and came up with a concept for a peer-to-peer betting exchange. The opportunity we saw was to match up people betting. So the first idea was, you know, you're either on the golf course betting with friends, or you're sitting at home texting your friends betting on a basketball game. And we wanted to allow people to be able to do that in a regulated market, but with the ability to fund your accounts and move money around. We were trying to create a product that added more engagement and was matching an activity that was happening, you know, every day all over the world.
That original mission remains the same, but the scope of the company has evolved far beyond the peer-to-peer concept. Fans Unite has 3 revenue streams: business to business, business to consumer, and online casino.
We provide the technology that powers online betting sites around the world, so sports betting, esports betting, and iGaming space, plus some of our own sites. So we do some direct-to-consumer brands ourselves, depending on the jurisdiction, and then the rest of the world, we will be the technology provider for people who want to run online sports books, online casinos, and do esports betting.
As Fans Unite technology continues to advance, their previous licensing experiences have prepared them to deal with the stringent licensing requirements. They'll be facing these as the U.S. online gambling market opens up state by state.
Understanding that we've done that multiple times, going back to 2013, I think it gives a lot of security to investors that are going to look to invest to make sure that a company can do that. We're not taking money from people now and saying we're going to go and try and get licensed. We've been licensed multiple times. The U.S. space has been a lot slower than we anticipated, but it's now it's a major catalyst. In these last 7-8 months, it's just been a rocket ship.
Fans Unite is poised to take advantage of what's ahead.
We have over $15 million in the bank. We're debt-free, and then the revenue numbers that are growing are eating into, you know, our monthly burn rate. So we're in a good financial position right now. And really it's put us in a position where we can start to look at some rapid growth. So we're hiring aggressively, we're adding licenses, but also more on the mergers and acquisitions front. We're starting to ramp that up.
Since going public, Fans Unite merged 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗘 Entertainment, developers of the esports iGaming platform Chameleon, and acquired McBookie, a Scottish-focused sportsbook.
We're hitting a major inflection point in the gaming industry, and so we're positioned well to take advantage of that. owning technology, having gaming licenses in place, having product in the market, generating revenue. We're competing against big players around the world.
Usually, the odds are against turning a hobby into a successful business, but not always.
I did believe we'd be successful. It's not the peer-to-peer betting exchange that we originally set out to build. It's far better, and we're in a much better spot.
Recent legislation advancing in Canada would legalize betting on individual sport events, a welcome milestone for Fans Unite Entertainment.
Coming up next, the brave new world of superfoods.
We want to be the premium brand in the superfood space.
We'll be right back. You're watching BTV.
Welcome back to BTV. Here's a great idea. Combine functional mushrooms that have been used for over 2,000 years with adaptogens, herbal extracts which help the body reduce stressors of all kinds, to create a line of 21st century functional food products. That is exactly what the very experienced team at Ritual Superfoods has done. But how do you turn a great idea into popular products? Especially since the emerging functional foods and superfoods market, driven by consumer demand, is growing exponentially. And the race is on to establish dominant brands.
We want to be the premium brand in the superfood space. We want to be that super force that's not only in the United States and Canada, but global. Consumers are looking for natural and organic alternatives to prescribed medication that helps deal with everyday stress, everyday focus, and building immunity.
Ritual's CEO, 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗘 is a 34-year veteran of the consumer packaged goods space. He's a seasoned brand builder who loves a challenge.
The first IPO that I was involved with was a brand called Celsius Beverage. Celsius is a NASDAQ-traded company that does about $4 billion today as a market cap. But we started off competing up against Red Bull and Monster, two behemoth brands. What was important to us then, and what's so similar about what we're trying to do now, is we created a differentiation. Ritual has a blend of both adaptogens as well as functional mushrooms. That's what makes us different.
Ritual's proprietary formulations are all plant-based, certified organic, and have no added sugar. The company is launching 3 elixir mix powders.
Chaga, which helps build our immune system. Reishi, which helps us relax. And lion's mane, which builds our cognitive function. We add in these adaptogens, these natural herbs that really enhance the value of our mushroom. With our Chaga Immune, we've got the elythra root, that's the adaptogen. In the reishi, we add ashwagandha root to really enhance that relaxation experience. Or in our lion's mane, we've got that rhodiola root that really helps us, again, focus and cognitively really plug in.
From past experience, 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗘 understands the true measure of a brand's success.
It's got to taste great as an ingestible, and this does. It's got to mix well, it's got to be efficacious, and it's really going to stand up for what it says it does. You may try it once because it's a slick-looking product and a great package and a great brand, but it's about that second and third purchase. It's about becoming part of your daily ritual.
Though it took a relatively short time, Ritual is ready to hit the ground running.
A year ago, we were an idea, and we evolved to a fantastic formulation, and then we evolved to a brand. We brought the team together. Now we're going on our next journey, which is in the IPO, and we're going to be in the multiple thousands of retailers in 2021.
Ritual is targeting the US first and then Canada. Their first 3 products are only the beginning.
What gets me excited every day is not only what we're just about to bring to market, but the next opportunity beyond that. That real focus on health and wellness, that real focus in our ethos on natural and organic product, and bringing consumers an alternative.
Does Ritual literally have the winning formulas? Consumers will let them know soon enough. And for investors interested in getting in on the ground floor, learn more by visiting their website, Ritual with 2Rs.com.
Encouraged by recent results of an independent geological assessment, Mammoth Resources is hoping to finance a $3 million drill program. That could be a turning point, providing the data the company's CEO believes will better reflect Mammoth's true value.
Mammoth owns 100% of the large 14 by 4 kilometer Teriba gold-silver with copper early to mid-stage exploration project in the prolific Sierra Madre precious metal belt in Mexico. Teriba is surrounded by numerous multi-million ounce gold-silver deposits owned by multi-billion-dollar companies in a prolific gold-silver belt. Yet Mammoth still has a micro-cap valuation.
Mammoth acquired the project in 2012 and began mapping and sampling an area of 7 kilometers along trend. In 2017 and 2018, some promising drilling results caught the attention of a gold mining company with a market cap north of $3.5 billion, Centerra Gold.
We signed an option agreement with Centerra in late December 2018, and Centerra hit the ground in early 2019. Centerra, after having spent 21 months on the project, having spent $1.2 million, 139 drill holes permitted for drilling, and 2 contractors bidding on the project, to our surprise and to our pleasure, we recouped 100% of the property.
With Centerra deciding to cease all operations in Mexico and returning Teriba to Mammoth in September of 2020, the ball is back in Mammoth's court. They've put together a plan for 2021.
As we approach the end of the first quarter, Mammoth will be concluding an infill geophysical survey covering 60% of the 6-kilometer-long gold-silver trend not covered in our 2015 survey. This will be followed by 3D modeling. From that, we'll be targeting an initial 60-hole drill program aimed at defining gold-silver resources at Teriba.
The recent independent confirmation that Teriba is a high sulfidation system was an important milestone.
Like systems in the Sierra Madre include the 𝗿𝙚𝙙𝗫 mine, which totaled 1.8 million ounces of gold, and Alamos Gold's Mulatos project, which currently totals 6.2 million ounces of gold. We've intersected gold, silver in 18 of 26 drill holes, which is an extremely high success ratio in initial drilling.
Preliminary metallurgical testing indicates that gold at Teriba occurs as free gold, so the project might be a candidate for an open-pit heap leach mining scenario.
What's great about open pit heap leach mines is you can scale them up from modest startup capital and then expand production from internally generated cash flow. I've done it before. Mammoth could perhaps advance Teriba to initial production for a modest cost. The project has good access via road and air, a power line near the property, and there's a history of mining in the region, and so there should be a ready supply of labor. And if the deposit looks large enough, we may attract a major mining company which looks to grow the resource and develop a large-scale operation.
While it's true that Teriba's potential is still undefined, the CEO at Mammoth points out that whatever is in the ground is certainly not reflected in the company's current valuation.
At present, Mammoth's market value is roughly equal to what's been spent on the property. There's no premium built into the share price for all the potential that exists for Mammoth to expand upon past successes. I'm really excited to begin drilling Teriba and to show its gold-silver potential.
The infill geophysics survey began this spring. From the data expected soon, a better defined understanding of drill targets will emerge, illustrating what Teriba has to offer in the upcoming drill program.
Coming up next,
𝗙𝗙𝗘 is one of the largest publicly traded Bitcoin miners in North America.
We'll be right back. You're watching BTV.
welcome back to BTV. Anaconda Mining has been a gold producer in Newfoundland since 2010. But it's their gold development project in Nova Scotia that's been in the mining news lately. So what does Anaconda's future look like now?
Our primary focus is growth. We plan to be a 150,000 ounce a year producer within the next 3 to 5 years. And we have a three-pronged approach to that. One is exploring for discoveries, leveraging off our assets in Newfoundland, our infrastructure that's there already. The second approach is development, which is our Nova Scotia asset called 𝗙𝗚𝗘𝗘. And the third would be M&A. We have an active campaign looking for other opportunities that will add value to our story.
Kevin Bullock has been Anaconda's CEO for only 2 years, but his roots in the mining industry go deep, very deep.
I started out as an underground miner in the cobalt area back in the mid-'80s and worked my way through shift boss, mine superintendent, mine captain to mine manager, and then switched over to VP of operations, and about 10 years ago started running companies as CEO.
For an update on Anaconda's activities in Newfoundland, we spoke with the company's CFO.
In 2021 at Point Rousse, we're projecting to produce between 18,000 and 19,000 ounces of gold from our new Argyle gold mine. We are actively drilling at an area called the 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗘 extension, which is an open pit that we had previously mined, but we have discovered other areas of it, which we believe has a strong potential of being the next mine that we're going to develop as we extend our life of mine. And then beyond that, we are actively exploring in the peninsula about 40 kilometers away at our Till Cove gold project. And there we're really looking for high-grade gold deposits. And if we find discoveries there, we will be able to leverage our existing infrastructure and again, really drive that life of mine out.
While they don't take their success in Newfoundland for granted, it's the Goldboro Gold Project in Nova Scotia that could be a game changer for Anaconda.
We've been working on our Goldboro Gold Project for quite some time now, but it wasn't until recently that we've put out a new updated resource. We've more than doubled the amount of ounces of open pittable material at the Goldboro Gold Project, bringing it to over 1 million ounces of mineable material through open pits. This is now the second largest undeveloped gold deposit in the Maritimes and the largest single gold deposit in the province of Nova Scotia. So we've really turned this around to the point that this is a serious project now.
And Anaconda knows exactly how they're going to advance the project.
Point Rousse is a relatively small gold producer, but it generates a tremendous amount of free cash flow for Anaconda Mining. And that's important because we have a very clear growth strategy. And to get that growth, we need to invest into our projects. And the Point Rousse project generates that cash flow, which enables us to grow and limits the need for us to go to the market and dilute our shareholders on a frequent basis.
Mining analyst Michael Curran thinks Anaconda has a winning formula.
This is a solid producer, Anaconda Mining, that's got established production, growth on the horizon, and then that exploration upside that you don't have to pay for, but if it hits, then it can really add value to the shares.
With the potential for growth in both Newfoundland and Nova Scotia, the goal is clear.
The aspirations of our company are to be a mid-tier gold producer and eventually get up to the 250,000 ounce a year mark, and do that very profitably and always watch the bottom line.
Encouraged by the latest Goldboro results, Anaconda has initiated further infill drilling, and a feasibility study is ongoing.
Coming up next, we find out what it means to hodl.
HODL is an industry term which stands for...
We'll be right back. You're watching BTV.
Welcome back to BTV. Of all the ways in which our world has been changed by the power of digital computing, the rise of cryptocurrency is one of the most intriguing changes. Bitcoin producers call themselves miners. Already one of the biggest Bitcoin miners, Hut 8 Mining is aiming higher.
Hut 8 aspires to be not just a Bitcoin mining company, but a great Canadian technology company. Hut 8 is one of the largest publicly traded Bitcoin miners in North America, and we're in a really unique position by having the largest amount of self-mined Bitcoin of any publicly traded mining company in the world. Plus, we have 109 megawatts actively participating in this period of incredibly profitable mining economics, all of which is located right here in Canada in Alberta.
As the price of Bitcoin continues to rise, one of the pillars of 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗘's core strategy has been paying off. A lot of the Bitcoin they mine is kept on their balance sheet.
𝗙𝗘𝗘 often refers to itself as a hodler of Bitcoin, and HODL is an industry term which stands for hold on for dear life. And the premise behind people that hodl their Bitcoin is we believe that Bitcoin is only in the very early innings of where it will ultimately appreciate to. And we believe that the value of Bitcoin will appreciate much faster than the value of fiat currencies, which we actually believe are deflationary.
But 𝗙𝗘𝗘 still has to deal with the cyclical nature of the Bitcoin market, so they continually look for ways to diversify their revenue stream.
We have a hosting line of business, so of the 109 megawatts we have in production, we use 100 megawatts for self-mining activities and 9 megawatts for the hosting line of our business. And we also recently announced the opening of a yield account with a counterparty called Genesis, who's quite well known in our space. We actually are able to deposit 1,000 of our Bitcoin and generate a 4% rate of return on that Bitcoin, which is an incremental revenue stream that is also pure margin.
Well aware of the massive amounts of energy required to mine Bitcoin, 𝗙𝗘𝗘 has teamed up with a global energy partner, Validus Power. They're looking at capturing flare gas that would otherwise be wasted and converting it into electricity that 𝗙𝗘𝗘 can use.
All of that is done through a mobile fleet that can travel from site to site. A very unique value proposition to capturing and reducing carbon emissions in a really unique and innovative way.
Innovation, Jamie Leverton believes, will help Bitcoin continue to migrate from a niche phenomenon into the mainstream.
It's not thought of as part of the technology industry. I think it has a place squarely in the middle of technology in North America, and my intention is to bring it there as soon as I can.
Along with an experienced leadership team, Jamie Leverton, who's only been 𝗙𝗘𝗘 CEO since December, has an ambitious vision for the company.
I don't think I've had a full night's sleep since I took the helm, and it's not out of stress, it's out of excitement. I really think there is no company in a better position to drive the next phase of technological evolution or revolution on the Canadian landscape than us.
With the successful installation of advanced Bitcoin mining hardware earlier this year, 𝗙𝗘𝗘 is taking full advantage of the very hot Bitcoin market.
Well, Taylor, some people are calling Bitcoin gold 2.0.
And I've seen some pretty wild predictions, Jessica, about just how high the price of Bitcoin will get. Who knows?
Thanks for joining us today. For BTV, I'm Jessica 𝗙𝗔𝗥𝗃.
And I'm Taylor Tone. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch full episodes of BTV at any time. We're at BTV-Business Television. Until next time, may your portfolio prosper.